Ladies and gentlemen, my name is David Kefa. Welcome to OGN Show. On this show, you receive wisdom for life, and we want to receive stories from you people, life experiences, because through them we can be able to share this wisdom to other people who may want to learn from those experiences. I am excited this moment to have a friend, a very close friend, the founder of the Working Marriage. Through this program, he has been able to help and nurture and advise and counsel many marriages. And today he's here with me is Pastor Martin Ambeva. And I want to welcome him on this show so that he can be able to share his wisdom with us. Welcome, Pastor Martin Ambeva.
Thank you so much.
Yes, you are live on OGN Show.
I'm so grateful to be here. I know it is not in vain that the Lord has allowed me to sit here and share some 2 or 3 things which I know it will be beneficial to many who are watching us today.
Fantastic.
Yes.
You know, we are in a world today, and every day you get to hear marriages have issues, relationships. You know, I hate to say that on TV sometimes you find people killing each other. A wife has killed her husband, wife has killed children, husband has killed the family. There's issues with marriage. First of all, before we get deeper, I want to know why the working marriage.
Thank you, Mr. David. The reason why I came up with the working marriage, it is because I'm also a victim. I was once in a marriage that I knew I was very optimistic that it will work.
Mm-hmm.
I did all my best. I sacrificed where I could, but unfortunately, it didn't. So when I had that pain and experience of that, it gave me actually that that zeal and that desire to get to know why. And through that, my story began, because there is something that personally I had to say that I wish this could not happen to any other person anywhere.
Yes.
And because of that desire of not to happen to any other person anywhere, the Lord gave me now the burden and the vision of coming up now with a platform which could reach out to many, so that at least to some percentage we reduce these cases of people in love separating, divorcing, and even coming to a point of killing each other, or maybe harming each other. That's just the way you have said it.
Yes. All right. I know you've seen this before.
Yeah.
Even recently, and even in church, because you're a pastor.
Yeah.
You have experiences of people going through stress and marriage issues.
Yeah.
So how are you going about it? Are you counseling? Do you have an office? Are you meeting people? What are you doing to see that you are trying to help people out here?
Personally, actually, number one, this show we are doing it with my wife. The program we are running together with my wife, Pastor Betty Ambeva, and she's very supportive on what God gave me to do regarding to marriage. What I can say, being a pastor in church, we receive cases from people within the church and even outside the church. And also we have pastors' friends who normally invite us to go and speak to their churches. And not only that, where we live in the society, you know, these cases are common. And many people comes to us even where we live. And by God's grace, we talk to them, we help them, and we have seen God really doing good things as we do this work.
Okay.
Yeah.
In your view, I know generalizing the marriage issues, it can be a very wide topic and it can take a lot of time. But in your view, in summary, what could be the problem? What could be the challenges that are surrounding people who are engaging into marriage so that you find them divorcing or failing? Or
actually, just to summarize, every marriage is divine, and it is the purpose of God for people to be in marriage. And anytime you see a marriage not working, it is the devil. And you know, the devil cannot achieve any purpose without using a human being.
Yes.
So through that, you realize that when the devil wants to fight the purpose of God in line with marriage, he may either use the wife, he may either use the husband, or maybe he may even use other people in the surrounding or your networks to ensure that that marriage is not working.
You know, we have factors that sometimes affect two people who are together.
Yeah.
Maybe you could try get into these factors that maybe when couples know them, they can be able to sustain their marriage. I know I've heard about communication.
Yeah.
I've heard about, of course, the Bible talks about respect. It talks about loving one another. But what are the things that can be able, the married couples or people who are in relationships can use so that they can be able to empower themselves to be able to work together in marriage?
Basically, because I have come to realize that most of these couples who end up divorcing, it is because of some misunderstanding, which are not even concrete, and they're not even actually solid to make them divorce. And through that, I've ever said, and allow me to say now in this show, that anytime people are together in marriage, misunderstanding may be there, yes, but I prefer that may the misunderstanding be something that it is within themselves, just two of them, because when there are two of them, they can easily solve. But the moment a misunderstanding is coming from outside, it becomes an evident product for the devil to achieve whatever he wants to achieve there, because these couples will end up now bringing in an issue that doesn't even belong to them. It has come from outside.
Okay.
And for these couples to become serious and even overcome the issue of separating or divorce, I always say that make sure that there is nobody apart from two of you who comes in between with an idea or with anything that may not be from God or maybe from both of you.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me take you back.
Yes.
I keep wondering how a lady and a man, they meet.
Yes.
They are in love. They're talking all good things, agreeing on many things. They seem to be well connected. And then probably they end up, through the relationship, they get into marriage. And then after 3, 4, 5 years, I keep asking myself, why would we have, scenes of love and then later on
hatred,
disagree, and then part ways? Like, how is that possible? It's something that keeps ringing in my mind. How is
it? It is possible because when two people who are together in love, if they don't focus on the main purpose why they came together and reignite the first love, then definitely this can come to happen. Because love, actually, I normally say that when you are in love, make sure that you paint your love each and every day so that it may remain to be new. And whenever somebody has taken the diversion of that love to somewhere else, then maintaining this love that he or she has will not be possible. Then along the way, you will realize that now the love is fading, and once the love has faded, then definitely you will experience something that you never expected in that marriage.
Unaona mtu akiwa mgonjwa anaenda kwa hospitali, ndio? Anaangaliwa na daktari. The doctor can tell you that you have a problem here, here and here. Na akakwambia kwamba ukitumia hii dawa.
Yes.
So I want to try pin down specifics.
Yes.
Like what is it that individuals need to do so that they sort out their issues?
Now, before coming to what they need to do,
yes,
in marriage, avoid that problem. Because most of the people who avoid problems,
yes,
they end up staying forever. But the moment you invite the problem,
yes,
you may not be able to solve the problem.
Okay.
And that's why using the term of kwenda kuona daktari when there is a problem,
yes,
assuming we are talking of malaria, why can't you use a net? Then you
so that you are well protected.
Yes, you protect yourself, because what is important right now, it is not the problem
yes,
that is in the marriage.
Yes.
It is avoiding the problem in the marriage. And that's why we came up with a program, the Working Marriage.
Okay.
And when we come up with the Working Marriage program to you, we want to tell you, you who is already in marriage, make it work.
Okay.
Because the moment you don't make it work,
yes,
then it will not be a working marriage. When we come to you, we will not come to you with a working marriage. It will be now a repairing marriage.
Okay.
We don't need to repair, but sometimes those who come to us when they're already in that stage of repairing,
yes,
that is when now we find ourselves helping them. But now coming back to your issue,
yes,
you know, for those who are already in that stage of expecting to repair your marriage, number one, what you must consider is whom are you engaging into treating the problem that is already in your marriage.
Okay.
Because if you don't get the right people, then most definitely, instead of having the marriage repaired, these people will help you now to walk out the sooner than you expected.
Okay.
Because most of these people who comes in also as advisors, as counselors, or whoever we may get and give him a name in that line, they are also candidates whom the devil can use.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me ask you about the background of individuals, let's say couples. Can it affect where you come from? Unatoka mahali na vile umelelewa. Inaweza kukuwa na effect on how you make your marriage.
I want to assure you one thing. The background cannot be an issue. Because once two people get together in marriage, the first thing that happens between them, it is not love, it is acceptance.
Okay.
My wife should accept me, I should accept her.
Okay.
So love will come and build on that acceptance. And you know, once the acceptance is in place, then that one becomes the reason for why you will do away with the background, you will do away with anything that has happened before. And that's why maybe I can say you may find people with a very bad history, but they're in marriage. We know, I once told somebody that I went to somewhere in Lokitang, that is Lodwar, many kilometers from Lodwar town.
Yes.
And I found people in marriage, those people don't have where they can sleep, they don't have food, they don't have even a shelter. But you see, they still embrace the love because they accepted each other and they're there continuing, and you find they have 0 cases of marriage. So if acceptance can be here, then the issue of backgrounds cannot be an issue in whatever that we are talking about today.
So does it mean then, I like this, does it mean then people are not accepting each other?
Basically, before they accept, but along the way, instead of remaining on what you saw, you knew, you accept, they start building on the same and accuse their spouses of the same. For instance, you get somebody maybe who, allow me to use this, you get somebody who maybe the lady was once not so straight, maybe she was doing her own things back in the streets there, and later on she changed from that life and became maybe a born again, or maybe a man was once a robber, but later on he changed and became a good man. whenever these two people meet together, they accept each other despite the story back then.
Okay.
But when the problem comes in, you find now somebody will capitalize on the past. Wewe ulikuwa mwizi, wewe ulikuwa kahaba. But remember, when they came together, they had that acceptance.
Yes.
But because of the enemy, in fact, that's the thing that the enemy can do well. The enemy can easily decide to remind you of things which you even forgot.
Yes.
Because he's accuser. An accuser will always come with an evidence of something that was there before, even if it is not working right now.
In our generation today, people accept, but along the way,
they do change.
Yes.
Yeah, because
so we can say
devil,
this is fake.
Yes, fake union.
Fake union.
You are there, but when an issue will occur, you will have something to say. This is the reason why I cannot live with you.
Yes, yes,
and because that is the way the devil can also work smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's talk about expectation. Is our generation today expecting too much?
In fact, that is the point.
Yes.
They expect too much because whenever you find people who are getting into marriage today, they have a reason for why they are getting into that marriage, and that reason will not be genuine enough for them to remain together. Okay. I have come to realize nowadays how people take this life. If you don't have money, in fact, people will advise you not to marry. If you don't have good background academically or maybe in ministry or in other way of life, you will find people telling you that you cannot marry somebody of this caliber because of your kind of life you are currently living and the level of your life.
Yes.
Now you realize that expectation is there. In fact, I've been telling most of my people whom I interact with, I tell them, if you can manage to add value in your life before getting married, it is better. Okay. In whatever line that, be it academically, ministry-wise, or financially. Yes, add value, because after all, there is a lot of expectation.
Yes.
I have heard so many people saying, unaleta nini kwa meza?
What are you bringing on the table?
What are you bringing on the table?
Yes.
You realize from that point of view, it is an expectation.
Yeah.
And maybe, David, you are a witness and you can say this to many who will be listening to you, which is a fact.
Yes.
Right now, anybody who don't have something that can be seen as an evidence of success, they may not get married. That is the kind of life that we are living.
Kama una kitu,
watu watakupita, because there is a time when Surah was something that can bring you to marriage.
Yes.
But nowadays, it is not Surah. Because we have so many handsome people and beautiful ladies out there, but they are not in marriage. So make sure that at least you are adding value to whatever that you have before you get into marriage. Because the expectation is very high, actually.
Yes. On that note, is it possible to have people get into marriage without expectation?
It is very possible, but on a very lower rate.
Okay.
Yeah, you may count 2 out of 10.
Yes, I know. When we talk about expectation, obviously you can't meet a person then get into marriage without very basic. I believe we have basic things that you may need from someone.
Yes.
Probably you want a handsome man. If it's a lady, if it's a man, he wants a beautiful lady. Those are basic.
Yes.
Basic things. But now I think in our generation today, just as you say, it has gone beyond the basic things we look for.
Of course, nimesikia watu wanasema mwanaume ni mfuko.
Mfuko. Ikifika sasa hapo kwa mfuko, kwanza si mfuko, ikuwe mfuko imejaa vizuri.
Yeah, now you see that kind of actually that is what is killing marriages, because what attracts you to that man or what attracts you to that woman may not be there permanently with you. A time may come when that will not be there. What will happen? If you are attracted by somebody because he's actually having money or she's having money, what happens if atasota?
Of course,
there is one friend of mine whom I knew sometimes back. There is a lady who approached him, and he knows how to sing very well. Sauti yako nayo. And when this lady courageously told him, mimi nimependa wewe sana, akamuuliza kwa nini, akasema sauti yako ni mzuri sana. Akamwambia, boss, hii sauti huenda ikawa haitakuwa milele. What will happen if this voice will not be there with me?
Yes, will you still love me?
Will you still love me?
Yes,
so you find that there is a reason why these people should come together, minus that kind of expectation.
Exactly.
And of course, with this life, actually, with this life of marriage, it is very simple. A man gets a woman as a suitable helper.
Yes.
So if this woman can be able to hold your hand as a man and help you achieve your goal or achieve the divine mandate that you have been given by God, or maybe help you something in life, from the level where you are, through her, you go to that another level, then that is okay. All right. And that should be the foundation. And maybe for a man also, if you can get a woman who is so willing, and so supportive, hata kama hana pesa, hata kama hana sura, because sura, what will happen, mtu akipatikana kwa ajali siku moja, gasi ichome uso, you know, you know, there are things which can happen in life, which you may not avoid, as much as we are praying for protection, but things may happen. What will happen? Hata kuna watu wanaenda wanagonjeka, baadaye unapata the deformation of even the face and other parts of the body zimekuwa tofauti. Kama wewe ulitafuta kuangalia ile, think of that, what will happen. And that's why I think, and that's why the confession which has been there when people are wedding, for better, for worse, when we have money or when we don't have, for sickness, for health. You saw those people who used to tell us this, or when we saw them saying this, when uniting these two people, it worked then. But it is not working now. Now,
actually, hizi vows zimefika mahali, you know, it's like ni uongo.
Hazifanyi kazi. Because you take a vow within 2 years, umeviolate, umesema, I cannot stand this.
Very true, very true, very true. That brings me to, actually, I remember something. Where did I keep thinking, is it because of the Beijing meeting? I was doing some research about this meeting that happened in 1995. Could it be the point where this whole thing got messed up? Or
actually, not really, because I think the Beijing issue came in because there is a way men then used to believe that women are so weak and they cannot manage to do this and this and this and this. Now that one becomes like a social life. It is not now marriage life. Because in marriage, there is that equity. We are all equal. A husband and a wife are equal partners. There is nothing, that is why you may find even a woman earning more than a man, but if they decided to operate on the equity, they will not crash anywhere. They will be just fine. Now, the Beijing issue was coming basically because of the social life, but not marriage. The issue of marriage, where we are now and we can continue talking about this, it is the enemy who is coming in with some ideas which are not even good. And because so many people are not also into the things of God, they are easily lured into that and they become victims.
When we look from the biblical context, the wife is supposed to submit. The man, the husband, is called to love. The woman is called to respect. And of course to submit. Does it mean one must submit because they have been loved, or the husband should love when he says submission, or how should this go about?
There's something I was sharing recently on the show that we have been doing, and I said this: marriage is like a highway. You do your part. If you are a man, love. Even if the wife is not submitting, do your part. As a woman, submit. Even if your husband is not loving. So by so doing, you will realize that you cannot collide. But anytime you decide to do something contrary to your mandate, then most definitely you will have caused an accident, which may cause these two people in love to separate.
Yeah,
and
I mentioned that.
Another thing before even you speak, a woman who will be loved and genuinely she's sure that I'm being loved, automatically she will be submissive.
Okay. I've had ladies who say, I cannot submit. How can I submit to someone who does not? It's like the way they put it, this man should love them first. And their definition of love, maybe it is either being given whatever they expectation.
They expect, yeah.
So it in my view, it's like someone sitting there saying, I'm supposed to submit, but I can't submit until I see you love me.
David, that's why I told you that this is the work of the devil. You know, it is only the devil who comes with the conditions before he does what he wants. But with God, you know, God can give you something that you never even asked for.
Okay.
God can give you something without even a condition. But the devil, in fact, the devil cannot give you anything unless you agree and you comply with the condition.
Yes.
Now, anybody who comes into marriage with a condition, then that is an agent of the devil. That's what I can just say. Conditions. That is what will kill the marriage, and that's the work of the enemy.
So you love without
any condition. Yes.
You submit.
Unconditional love and unconditional submission. That is what we need in order to ensure that it is working.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think, ladies and gentlemen, you can hear this. One more, because I know our time is really moving.
Yeah.
I want us to look at the issue of money.
Yes.
The woman earning more.
Yes.
Than the husband.
Than a man. Yeah.
And sometimes, I've seen most of the time, in many cases, there are no relationships where, in most cases, where the man, or rather the relationship started when the lady didn't have much, or maybe she didn't have anything. Maybe she was not working. Or maybe she was working, but not earning more or at the level of the husband. Okay? So when the woman starts along the way, unapata dada ndio anapata pesa mingi. She's earning. Maybe she has received a promotion, something has happened, or maybe she's doing business and therefore biashara yake imeboom, imesonga, and anashindwa kuanza kuona mume wake, the husband, so that she can respect them. How can women who are listening to this be able to handle such?
There is that saying, kamsemo kametembea sana ya kwamba a man can feed a woman forever without complaints. But a woman feeding a man even for a year,
not possible.
It will not be possible.
Not even a year is a long time.
So it is something that I've ever heard people talking this on social media sana. But allow me to say this, kwamba, remember these two people are one flesh. So if you consider that, then definitely you will not bag in your mind that attitude of ni mimi nafanya. Now, you have asked this question regarding to women.
Yes.
I may say not all women, but majority. Not all, but majority, whenever they get power or they get more money than their husband, they feel like this is not the way it should be. Simply because biblically watu walisoma mapema sana na wakasema kwamba mwanaume aende atafute na apee mke. And from that concept, so many people believed ya kwamba pesa ya mwanaume ni ya mwanaume na mwanamke, na ya mwanamke ni yake.
Yeah. Yes.
You see, but that was when the law of Moses was working, but today we are operating in the grace which Jesus Christ brought to us.
Yes.
So when the grace is at work, you become a cover-up of your spouse, despite the weakness, the challenge, and the other things that we may talk about.
Okay.
And that's why many women who knows this, they can cover most of these people that we have had out there kwamba wako kwa ndoa na hawana pesa, and you cannot even know. In fact, let me say this because I have learned this from some women who are doing so well in their marriages.
Yes.
Mwanamke akipata pesa analeta kwa meza, anaambia the husband, now this is what I got. I have one friend preacher in Eldoret who used to say and give testimony of this kwamba yeye mke wake alikuwa amesoma sana. Yeye mwenyewe in fact amefanya form 4 just recently.
Okay.
But ameendelea kusoma vizuri sana. So alikuwa anatoa testimony, anasema kwamba the wife used to get the salary, anamwekea kwa meza yote, anamwambia daddy, now from here what do we do?
Yes.
And the man could budget as a man. Pesa yenye sio yake, yeye ana job. Ana budget vizuri, anamwambia nao sasa hii wacha iko yako, but the lady still says hapana, hiyo umenipa ni mingi sana, punguza kidogo wewe chukua ingine. And you see they live a very good life by now. When you see them, you can't even imagine. And now the man is getting more money because now the ministry has stabilized and everything is so well. In fact, hata gari yenye mama anaendesha mzee ndio amenunua, a very nice car. Because not all women are like that. But for those who are listening to me now, what I just want to tell you that if indeed you are together in that marriage, your man will remain to be your man. He will remain to be your husband and the father of your children. And whatever that you get, even if you put that on the table, you can easily spend that money so well, you can easily budget so well, and even the people outside there may not know that that's how you live. Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot running through my mind because, you know, this whole thing comes under the working marriage, right?
Yes, yeah.
Which it's something that you're working on.
Yeah.
But that's an amazing program.
Yeah, thank you.
Because I've at least followed you. For my viewers, you can subscribe on YouTube, The Working Marriage.
Yes.
Just search The Working Marriage and you'll be able to see
we are also on TikTok, we're also on Facebook.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's a wonderful thing you're doing. Let me ask you, so does it mean then these people, let's not put it like it's women versus men in terms of earning a lot. It's just more of being selfish.
Yes.
And maybe being selfish and kutokuwa na, there's a word I'm looking for but it's escaping my head. Just being selfish. Let's put it that way. Kwamba mtu unaona, because I own this, I don't want you to have a say in it.
In fact, it is not only to women. Yes. Also, we have some men. In fact, I would say when a man gets a lot of money, you can know him better.
Yeah.
And so well. Okay. Because there are men who are so faithful because they don't have money. Akipata pesa hivi anaanza kuona wale wenye wako na Mercedes Benz because now they can meet on a business trip somewhere. They can, na anakuja anaona sasa, what is this kind of woman that I'm having back at home?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
It is not only on women. It is also happening on men. Okay. And I can say any man who gets money gets power, because money is power. So if you cannot manage that power, then there's somebody who will suffer somewhere.
Okay.
And that may be likely be your husband or your wife.
Your wife.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. It's something we need to really learn on how to manage.
Yes.
Kuna mama alisema, I love my husband so much when he doesn't have money. Because when he doesn't have money, he's at home, he's caring,
that is it.
He's calm.
Na nikaona mtu ameweka kwa Facebook siku moja akasema, gari kama haina mafuta inakaa nyumbani. Anatoka anaenda shughuli. Yes.
Yeah. That's true. That makes sense.
Yeah.
So now, I know it's a very wide, the topic about money and relationship and marriage is a wide thing.
Sure.
There's something that has just come to my mind, marriage and relationship.
Yes.
Sometimes couples focus so much on the marriage.
Yes.
and forgetting to focus on the relationship between the two of them. So that you are working towards this thing, marriage becomes something. So they are forgetting them relating, working towards.
You see, anybody who is in marriage cannot exclude friendship.
Yes.
Because the friendship is now like the bridge that connects the two. And friendship is what we now call relationship.
Yes.
Because anybody that you are a friend to, there are things you cannot do. Okay. Number one, which is very much important, you cannot betray your friend.
Yes.
In whatsoever case to be, you cannot betray your friend. So the issue of relationship is what brings now the entire picture of friendship. It is only that now the common language out there, they believe being in a relationship, it is when you are still courting. Then once you have done that, when you get married, you put aside now the relationship, you focus on marriage. And remember, what triggered this marriage, it is that relationship, which was friendship. Yes. Because wengine walipatana mabeshte tu kwa job, sijui ilikuwa ni wapi, na ikawa, can we go out, can we do that, and when they came to marriage, wakasahau kwamba zile vitu za kwanza hizo ndizo zenye zinawasha moto hapa mkiendelea. Yes. Because once people get into marriage, unasikia wanasema tunaenda date ya nini na sisi ni wazee, sisi tumekaa miaka 5, miaka 10, tumeshajuana. No. You will ignite this through the friendship. Wow. Yeah.
Now, I know we will continue with that. Yes. I must say that my director is directing me to bring this to an end. So the working marriage, where are you? Where can people find you? Because I know already you had mentioned something about social media, TikTok. Just repeat that so that people can know where to find you, what you're doing. Wakujue tu vizuri.
People can reach me through my Facebook, Pastor Martin Ambeva.
Yes.
They can reach me on TikTok. We have the Working Marriage on TikTok, on YouTube. And also my number is +254 721 447244. You can reach me anytime. You can connect with me in whatsoever case that you want us to link up together, we can do so.
Yes.
And not forgetting that when you follow us, we receive your comments, we receive your complaints, we receive your recommendation, and whatever that you want us to handle, God has given that as that platform we can handle. And by the grace of God, I know there is something that will happen. But the parting shot, as I've just given my contact, get to know that the working marriage is not just a program, it is an encouragement. We encourage you that the marriage can work. Fantastic. And when you know that it can work, definitely you will do something to ensure that it works.
Wow.
Yeah.
My friends, I must tell you that marriage is working. As you've heard from Pastor Martin, he has a program, The Working Marriage. And when you follow him, when you look at what he's talking about, you talk to him, you'll be able to learn a lot. Thank you so much for following us. You can follow us on YouTube, on Facebook, on TikTok, and you'll be able to know many things about OGN Show. Have a great day.